Are you in a relationship, but you've been thinking about your ex or your previous relationships recently? They even may have come into your dream, or you spend a lot of time thinking about them and you're not really sure what it means. Is it cheating? Is it not cheating? Why am I thinking about it? What does it all mean? Why am I thinking about my ex? Why am I dreaming about them? Does that mean I should get back together with them? Not necessarily. Just because we're thinking about someone, it doesn't actually mean that we should get back together with them. What I would be more interested in is in about the scenario that you imagine them in, whether it's fantasizing or whether it's dreaming. Not so much the person, but what's happening. What are you feeling when you are dreaming or thinking about that person? What feeling are you getting when you go into that space? Are you feeling safe, excited, seen, understood? What are you getting from that scenario now that perhaps you may not be getting in your relationship? So your brain goes to or tries to show you what you need, and it sometimes does it with the person that we'll pay attention to. So I often say it's not even about the person, it's actually what you are feeling. And you may have had those thoughts or had those dreams before, but it may have been with the partner that you're currently with, but you haven't been paying attention to them. So if when thinking about the other person or thinking about the ex, if it's giving you excitement, do you feel excited in your relationship? Does the other person, your current partner, give you excitement? Have you been excited about life lately? How do you feel at the moment compared to what that fantasy gives you? And what's the difference? Chances are you've been struggling with this for a while. Now, either your partner hasn't noticed, you haven't communicated to them, or you have and they haven't really done anything about it. So you turn to fantasy land, or your brain turns to fantasy land and lives in that fantasy land about how if we go through this path, then we would feel what we need. The important thing for you to do is to reflect on what feeling are you getting from that fantasy, and why do you need it? Why is it important to you? And then you can communicate that to your partner. Just remember to talk from your perspective. So not necessarily say it's because you do this. So we talk about from our own perspective, and we communicate to the other person about what we have been feeling. A thing to note is if you are wanting something from your partner, is they may not know how to give it to you. They may just they haven't had an example, or they don't know how to do that. If it's excitement, they may not know how to give it to you. So it's really important to communicate about what does that look like for you, and how you can guys work together to get there. And oftentimes with most people, but I often find this with men, if they don't know how to do something, they get really embarrassed about it. So they shut down or they ignore because they don't know how to fix this problem. So they turn outward, or they turn away from you, they turn inward, sorry, and they turn away from you, not because they don't care or they're not interested, they just don't have the solution and they panic. So they run away or pretend like the problem isn't there. Obviously, that's not great for the relationship, but it's important to understand and to remember that if we're asking something of our partner, that they may not know how to bring you what you want, but if you guys can work together, or if you can articulate or explain or give as much information as you can of what that looks like. So if it's excitement that you want, what does that look like? What makes you excited? And if it's feeling safe, what does that look like? What makes you feel safe? What can he do or she do, and what can you do to get you to that feeling?